Hey guys, Bobby Owen here with F3S Performance. Today I wanted to get into our upper body portion of our warm-ups. And what we're doing is we're gonna try to essentially get our body out of that positioning that we put ourselves in when we're on the ice. And when we're getting to that position on the ice, essentially our shoulders are gonna round forward and causing shortening of a key breathing muscle, which is pec minor. Helps stabilize the shoulder, attaches onto the shoulder blade, and actually affects a lot of the shoulder positioning, shoulder blade positioning that is. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the baseball, we're gonna bring our arm up to 90 degrees, placing that ball right underneath, and that's where you're gonna notice that you're gonna be right on that pec minor. Using the other hand, we're gonna apply pressure in, and what we're gonna do is slowly start rolling that ball right over the muscle and kind of releasing that tension. So we're gonna go about 10 to 15 one way and 10 to 15 back the other way. All right, it's gonna be the same thing for both sides. When our shoulders roll forward, another one of the exercises that another one of the muscles that gets caught up in a bad position is our upper traps and our levator scaps. And what we want to do when we're trying to release that muscle is we can use a bar to get under it. So we're going to wrap our hands over the bar to get it into that position, get ourselves underneath. When we're in this position, we actually want to take the hand of the side we're going to be working on and drop it, so we're actually relaxing that shoulder, so we're not keeping it nice and tense and not allowing it to be tight as we're trying to release it. Okay, we're going to relax that arm, getting our shoulder underneath, and what we're going to be doing is just rolling up and down. And you can notice, if I kind of look at this portion of the bar, you can notice that it's actually turning as I roll my body up and down, as I bring myself up and down. And from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll our body away from it so we can get a little bit more of the muscles that are gonna be a little bit further back, which are the levator scaps, and kind of get those work done, okay? From there, what we're gonna be doing is we wanna get ourselves we've kind of released a lot of the muscles that are going to be in the front of the body and up into the neck region. What we're going to do is from there, we're going to sit our body into a nice open position by working on a little bit of that thoracic mobility into extension, which is basically doing the opposite of that, bringing our body up into this position. As well, we're going to be trying to gain mobility and rotation. Now, rotation is not much of a pattern in hockey that it won't be as hindered as extension, because we're constantly rotating when we're trying to take shots. But what it will be causing is we're going to be putting ourselves tighter onto one side than we are onto the other side, which is going to be favoring the side we shoot on. Now, if you looked at an experienced hockey player, you know that if they hadn't been working on this mobility into rotation, you're going to notice that they'll be able to turn to one side more than they will to another side if they were, in this case, a lefty shot. All right. So the first one is the Buddha. So what you're going to do is just sit on the ground, cross your legs, okay? And from here, we're going to use our hands to hold our legs and bring our chest up as tall as we can. One of the things that's going to happen is when we start trying to bring our chest up and we release our hands, our legs are going to want to come down. So we got to do kind of an opposite pull and push effect. We're going to push our legs down and pull our chest up. From here, we're bringing our hands up behind our head, keeping that neck nice and packed in, bringing our hands out to the side and getting kind of a squeeze with the arms to bring those shoulder blades back. So we're gonna try to bring our shoulder blades together and squeeze a bit right at the end, okay? From there, we grab a bar, and what we're gonna be doing here is getting the bar right up into that front rack position, elbows nice and high. Same thing, keeping those elbows down, keeping the knees down, and pulling away from each other. And from here, we're gonna rotate to the side, rotating to one side, and then rotate back to the other side. Now, if I were a lefty shot, I would notice a lot more range of motion on one side than I would on the other. The reason we use the stick is to kind of be able to gauge where we are in rotation so we know which side needs a little bit more work. If you find a side needs a little bit more work, spend a little bit more time on that side to kind of gain a little bit more range in that direction. All right? Give those a try.